What is going on, people? I am here for another movie review. I'm going to try to review as many movies as I can within this next day or two. I'm off the next 2 days from work, so what I want to do is review as many movies as I can so you guys can check them out. I'll leave the links to where you can find them and such like that. So in this, crazy pandemic and quarantine and stuff, you can sit down and watch movies that you might not have seen before. So that's my goal, to get as many reviews as I can, and I'll let you know where you can watch them. So hopefully you checked out my previous review, Badass Babes, and the future reviews that I will do. Before I get into anything, again, hopefully everyone's staying safe, staying inside, not spreading this craziness. Just stay inside, enjoy yourselves. We have technology, we have movies and stuff like that. So stay safe. Hopefully soon it'll be over. But if it isn't for a while, these reviews will help you out. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button. And of course, hit that bell button so you know when I do upload more stuff, whether it be reviews or unboxings or stuff, anything like that. So anyway, the movie I'm reviewing is Eat Brains Love. This movie is directed by Rodman Feldner. It's written by Mike Herro, should I say, and Dave Strauss. It stars Jake Cannavale, Angelique, Rivera, and Sarah Yarkin. Those are the top billed, among many others. So pretty much what this is, it's a teenage love story with zombies. A little bit different. Well, actually, it's a lot of bit different than that one movie, Warm Bodies, where you have a love story that kind of reverses the whatever it is, a disease or something that the zombies have. It reverses the, zombie-ness, I guess you would want to call it, when the one zombie falls in love with a girl, and it changes everything. Well, this is pretty much on the opposite side of the spectrum, because the only way to turn into a zombie is by having sexual relations. So, pretty much what it takes place in a high school. You get three main characters, I guess you would call it. You get Jake, who is a, stoner and, call him a loser, I guess you want to call it. Then you have this girl, Amanda, who played by Angelique. She's more popular. Everybody kind of wants her and stuff like that. She's very popular and such. And then you get the other person who Sarah's character, who I'll get into. So anyway, you find out throughout the movie that the only way you can get infected or turn into a zombie is by having sexual relations, and you find out that the two main characters, let's just say at one point in time, they did the nasty and they turned into zombies, which is a really cool scene in the movie. They're in the cafeteria and for some reason, these, two girls just decide to start making out, which makes, them, everybody turn and look, and everybody's clapping and cheering until, let's just say, someone's face gets ripped off. So anyway, the rest of the movie is, them trying to, or the two characters who were turned into zombies, trying to kind of feed their thirst, because, of course, at that point in time, they're more human than zombies, I guess you want to call it. The way it's different, because usually in movies with zombies, they're like brain dead characters and stuff like that. But this, they're almost like an everyday person, where they're talking, they have thoughts, they have emotions and stuff like that. It's just that at certain points in time, I guess they're not full out zombies, I guess you want to call it, but at certain points in time, they need their fix on blood and meat and stuff like that. So they do start turning periodically. And then I guess once they feed, it kind of reverses whatever they have or whatever. And they kind of start feeling like humans again, or not zombie-like. Well, there's a group of people, almost like the CIA kind of deal, that are after these zombies. Certain people are just after to kill them. Others have a different plan. They're experimenting and they're doing these tests and all this stuff, and they have a different motive, I guess you would want to call it. But then they use a young girl named Cass, who's played by Sarah, who's a like psychic kind of deal. So if she touches any possession of a certain person, she can kind of use this psychic or whatever energy or whatever you would want to call it to track the zombies. So her group or her clan or whatever you want to call it, it's like I said, it's almost like CIA, it's almost like the National Guard, it's almost like police and all that stuff. Anyway, she's part of that. So they're now tracking these two zombies because they want, more experiments, more testing, because they're not, I guess, 100% turned into, the undead or whatever you would want to call it. So throughout the movie, it's them two, Amanda and Jake, trying to find a cure. They heard about this cure that they're now traveling across the country to find it. And then the cops or whatever you want to call it chasing after them. So throughout the movie, you meet these different characters and you find out that they use, let's just say, their own way of finding food or finding meals. Let's just say they kind of pick and choose who they're going to devour or kill or whatever you want to call it. They use their own methods, and now Jake and Amanda are going to use the same methods, I guess you would want to call it, because, they're still human inside and they don't want to just go around, killing any random person. So they, come up with this plan. So they have this map or whatever, kind of pinpointing different people that are people of interest, I guess you want to call it. So throughout the movie, the gap between the two zombies and the CIA or the cops or whatever gets smaller and smaller and smaller until they run into each other, and so on and so forth. I don't want to get into it way too deeply, but pretty much it's a cat and mouse chase, but in the middle of it, you have to eat and do all this stuff. Let me just say, for not hearing about it, I was very entertained. Again, different take on a zombie film. Nowadays everything is just, everybody's out to kill the zombies and you never know what's going on. But anyway, in this one, it's not a 100% full out, like I said, turn zombie where it's just, kind of brain dead and stuff like that. You get these two humanized zombies, I guess you want to call it, that have to eat here and there. But there's a lot of gore in this one. Like I said, that one scene in the cafeteria really caught my eye. I was just like, once I saw that, I'm like, I'm going to enjoy this movie a whole bunch. And then, like I said, in between, interwoven into this thing is also a love story. I didn't want to, go way too deep into it. But in between, you get, now it's just these two young teenagers on their own kind of deal and trying to save each other and such. And let's just say there's a little wrinkle into that as well. But towards the end of the movie, let's just say I got excited, and then it gives you a good chance that there might be a sequel in this. The way it ended, it left you on a little cliffhanger. So if there is a second one, I'm definitely excited for it. But definitely, if you haven't, heard of it or haven't checked it out yet, check out Eat Brains Love. Again, it is on Amazon Prime where you can pick it up. It's also on Amazon where you can pick up the physical copy. And like I said, I believe it is on Vudu. I have to double check it one more time. But anything that I talk about, whether, the trailer, I'll also leave in the link or in the description so you can check that out. But then again, I'll leave where you can actually purchase it or watch it or anything like that. So if you're into zombie movies, if you're into a love story woven in there with a lot of guts and gore, let's just say at one point in time too, there was a scene I was like, okay, they showed everything in that. I'll leave it for you to check it out to see it. But Eat Brains Love, again, check the description for everything I talk about. I'll also leave in the description all my other social medias. I got a Facebook fan page. I got a Twitter. I got an Instagram where I show off the movies behind me. I'm part of the Dorkening where we do, interviews on our podcast where we talk to indie actors, actresses, directors, producers, and stuff like that. Indie horror, should I say. It's called The Wicked Horror Show. So check us out on the Dorkening Podcast Network, or just check us out, Wicked Horror Show, on Facebook and YouTube it streams live every Tuesday, and then we take the audio and put it on the Dorkening Podcast Network. Also, like I said in the beginning, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you enjoyed this review and you might want to check it out. If you've seen it before, leave some comments. Let me know what you thought of it, and of course, hit that little bell button so you know when I do upload more stuff on this channel, whether it be reviews, whether it be unboxings, whether it be like an overview of my collection kind of deal. If you're into movies and you enjoy stuff, I think you'll enjoy this channel if you haven't checked it out. But yeah, until the next time, which like I said, I'm going to be trying to do as many reviews as I can. So until then, I'll see you guys. Eat brains, love.